Alright, so hi everyone. In this video, we are going to see this question: the Pushpa. So let's read it. Pushpa has entered the chef land and wants to establish the Pushpa Raj here too, like it's happened. The chef land has n towers, where the height of the ith tower is hi. To establish the Pushpa Raj, Pushpa means does the following. Initially, Pushpa chooses any tower I and lands on the floor of that tower. Let x means denotes the height of the tower. The means the Pushpa is on, currently on, and then Pushpa can land on the roof of any tower J such that the height of the JS tower is x plus 1. So means that if the Pushpa is on the tower with height 3, then after that he will only move to the tower having the height 4. Means the 3, 4, 5 like this one. Now, let the I denotes the index of the tower on which the Pushpa lands. Then the height of all the towers except the tower I is incremented by 1 after each jump, including the initial jump. Okay, means I will explain this in the example. To establish the Pushpa Raj, Pushpa wants to land at the maximum height possible. Determine the maximum height Pushpa can reach. Okay. Now for output is in a single line the maximum height achieved by the Pushpa. So, so first of all, take this example. Now, if Pushpa chooses to start from the tower at the index first, like this one, with the height 1, until then the new height will become, when he jump on this one, except this, all other towers heights will be incremented to 1. So 2 will become 3, 1 will become 2, 3 will become 4. Now after this, he can jump to the third tower with height 2, like this tower. The updated height of the tower is this one become 2, this 3 become 4, this 4 become 5. Now the Pushpa is no longer able to make any more jumps, because after 2 we have 3 and 3 is not present in any one among them. So we just have to maximize the number of jumps. Okay, now let me explain this question. So what we are gonna do, we just simply like means given the count of, means like in the array there are more than one particular element, like there means a duplicate also present. So what we are going to do, we just simply first of all create a map. Okay, now what this map will store, now the map will store like AI element came how many time. Okay, it will store the frequency of the AI element. Now what does this particular thing will represent? Now if you observe carefully, like let's say in our example 1 is occurring 3 times. It's a hypothetical example. 1 is occurring 3 times in the array. Okay, then 3 is occurring 4 times. I'm just taking the random numbers. Then 5 is occurring 5 times. Let's say then 8 is occurring 2 times. Like this. Now, if we start from the first one, then there are basically 3 elements. If we like in the array, we will be having, I will explain this. In the array, we will be having like 1, some random numbers, and then again 1. Okay, now so let's say we have some random numbers and then 1. So basically there are means 3 ones, 1 2, and let's say there are 2 9 0, and then we have the our last one. Now if we take the first jump at this particular one, then our next jump will most probably be this particular one. Why? After making jump, the all the other values will become, this will be same as 1, this 3 will become 4, this 4 become 5, 5 become 6, 7 become 8, 1 1, take this 9 as for the simplicity. This one will become 2, 2 become 3, 7 become 8, 0 become 1, and 1 become 2. Now it's obvious that you can only move to either these two or either this two, which initially was either this one or this particular one. So I am going to write one statement. Let's see if you can understand that particular one or not. What I'm going to say is, I just take or iterate over the map and compute this thing. What? Which is the AI plus its frequency minus 1. Now, what this is, first of all, let's say I take this particular one. Now, in order to start or in order to compute that means this particular row of the map, if we take the why we take an AI is basically like when we reach that particular AI height, either we started from the first one or initially we have taken some another row, and after computing all its value we now reach at the third height. Now after 3 we go to the 4 more. Okay, now in order to count all the heights possible by the Pushpa, it's means a better to iterate over the map and then just simply count. What count? Simply count that AI plus frequency minus 1. Here the frequency minus 1 is for like when I start from the third one, how much height I can achieve. That will be means defined by the frequency minus 1. Okay, that we saw this in this case also. The maximum height achieved by the one is what? The frequency minus 1. This one and this one. Okay, which is this particular 2. Now after 2, when we again compute it, we will get a maximum height of 3, which is the value of means 1 means a frequency of 1 minus 1 plus the AIth value. Now why AIth value is added? Because we are starting from that one. If we reach that particular AI element initially by anyhow, then we are still on that particular AI element. Okay, we have to count the height possible from that particular AI element, because there is always a path, because there is always a path by which we can reach that particular 3 starting from some random initial number. That's why we take AI plus the frequency of minus 1, and we just simply iterate over all the maps row and find the maximum among them. That will be our answer. So let's code it. In the first iteration, this question might not be, you might not be able to understand this question in the first go, so just rewatch the video in order to completely understand the problem. Now we define the variable n, we take the input and then we just iterate over it. After this we just take the input is d, and we insert it in a map. And what is mp? Mp is the map containing the long elements, and it's mp, right? Now we create a variable answer. It's initially containing 0, then we are iterating over the map, and at last we just have to print the answer. Now this answer will be maximum of answer with the I of first, which is nothing but the AI, plus I dot second minus. Okay, so let's submit it. So here we go. So this is the code for the problem Pushpa. Hope you all liked it. Thank you so much.